me, that is all I need. Yeah, I'm still at your heart tonight. Take my hand and stand by my side.
Hello dear friends, in this video I'd like to show you one slang word which is very commonly used in spoken language. The word itself is tuk, and if we use it in itself, it means pumpkin. However, you can meet this word in other contexts, other situations, when it has some different meaning. For example, probably the most common expression which you can see when you listen to Hungarian people is tök jó, which means pretty good. So tök, even if itself, the word itself means pumpkin, there is an interesting question concerning this word, why tök is here, and is it related to tök? I mean, is it related to pumpkin or not? So first of all, before discussing some examples when this word is used, I'd like to tell you some possible explanations why we use tök here. So one possibility is that tök is here because it is actually a short form of tökéletesen. Tökéletes means perfect. Tökéletesen means perfectly. So maybe some people would say that tökéletes, I mean that maybe you want to say that something is perfectly good, then tök jó may refer to being, to the meaning tökéletesen jó, as a short form. This is one explanation. There's no evidence for this. I've read a few articles written by Hungarian linguists, and they also said, I mean, one of them wrote that this is only a hypothesis. It cannot be ruled out, but there is no evidence from the history of the language. So this is one explanation, one possible explanation. There's another possible explanation which says that it is actually related to the pumpkin. And it is related to the pumpkin because many years ago, maybe 200 years ago, or maybe more, 250 years ago, people thought that the head of a silly person or a stupid person may be similar to a pumpkin, and there is an expression noted many years ago, like buta mint a tök. It means stupid like a pumpkin, dumb as a pumpkin, and situations, expressions like this appeared also in this form. You see tök hülye. Here tök functions as kind of a prefix, which actually means that again, that's stupid like a pumpkin. However, after some decades or after some time, tök, in this context, tök lost its meaning as a pumpkin, and but remained in situations like this. They continued to use tök in similar situations, and however without the meaning of pumpkin, but tök remained to function as an intensifier of the other things that followed the word tök. So here tök hülye, when you say tök hülye in present day Hungarian, we don't think of stupid as a pumpkin, but we say completely stupid. Okay, so we think of this and not necessarily thinking of a pumpkin. But still there are some other words, for example, which remain tökfej, which may be rooted in the same thing. Tökfej is a pumpkin head, and still sometimes we use this expression to say that somebody is a tökfej. It means that somebody is a stupid person. Okay, so this is the other explanation, which I found in linguists' papers. You can do some readings if you speak good Hungarian. You can read Hungarian literature and Hungarian professional papers on linguistics. You can read them. I have attached the links to these papers in the description of this video. So if you can read them, please do read them, because they have some more details about this. Okay, so these are the two possible explanations for the origins of tök. Now let's learn some expressions. Let's learn some situations when we use this word. Here you can see tök jó fej vagy. Tök jó fej vagy. You recognize tök jó here again, which means pretty good. So tök is an intensifier. And if you hear this expression from Hungarians, you don't, I recommend you don't associate first to the pumpkin, but think of the intensifying function of this word. So tök jó means pretty good. Fej is head, but fej in slang also means fellow or chap or guy. So this means tök jó fej vagy, you're a pretty good guy, you're a pretty good fellow. Okay? Let's see some other examples here. So here you can see tök and an adjective. Again, tök as an intensifier. Here, tök jó nap, a pretty good day. But actually, they play with the word, with the tök meaning, with the pumpkin meaning of tök. So probably they do some activities on this particular day with the pumpkin. Micimackó csoportban, once this expression is here, let me explain what this may mean. Csoport is group, csoportban, in the group. Micimackó is actually Winnie the Pooh, and this is very typically the Winnie the Pooh group is actually a group of children in a kindergarten. So this picture may be a logo or some part of an invitation card or a poster in a kindergarten, where the kindergarten teachers organize a special day related to pumpkin, to the pumpkin, and they call this day as a pretty good day, or tök jó nap. Okay, now I hope you understand the context why this is funny. Here's another example, tök jó buli, pretty good party, and here you can see pumpkins, and this was probably a party where they used pumpkins, or where they did something with these pumpkins. Okay, here we have some examples. Without pictures, I'd like to show you and explain the meaning of these sentences. So some more examples apart from tök jó. Józsi vett egy tök nagy házat. Józsi vett egy tök nagy házat. Joe bought tök nagy. Nagy means big. Tök is an intensifier. So a pretty big házat, house. And the T suffix is the suffix of the accusative case. So Joe bought a pretty big house. Józsi vett egy tök nagy házat. Okay? I hope it's clear. Tök szép ez a kép. Again, tök szép ez a kép. Kép is picture. Ez a kép, this picture. Szép, beautiful. Tök szép, pretty beautiful. So this picture is pretty beautiful. Okay? And the third one, Tök drága ez az étterem. Tök drága ez az étterem. Drága is dear, but also expensive. Étterem is restaurant. Tök drága, pretty expensive. So this restaurant is pretty expensive. So you can see that tök is not only used with positive, with words with a positive meaning, but expensive, but also with words with negative meanings as well. Now I'd like to show you a few more examples in which we use adverbs and numerals with tök. First example is that Joe tök jól beszél magyarul. Joe tök jól beszél magyarul. Beszél magyarul, speaks Hungarian. Tök jól, pretty well. So jól is well. Tök jól, pretty well. Joe speaks Hungarian pretty well. The second example, tök régen találkoztunk. Találkoztunk, we met. Régen, long ago. Tök régen, pretty long ago. So, we met pretty long ago, quite long ago. Okay, and the third example here, tök sok ember volt ott. Tök sok. Sok is much or many, and ember is people, men, and sok ember, many people. So pretty many people volt ott, were there. There were pretty many people. Quite a lot of people were there. Okay, so you see the word tök with other words as well, not only with jó and adjectives, but you see that tök can be used with adverbs and numerals as well. But there's one very important remark with, in relation with tök. This is a slang expression, so if you're not confident when to use it, I recommend that you don't use it at all. You can live without it, because slang expressions may have some extra meaning in different contexts that you may not know as a language learner. Therefore, what you say may not mean exactly what you want to say to a native speaker. So I recommend that you only use slang expressions when you are 100% sure about what it means. However, it is important to recognize these words, because if you don't know that tök has this special meaning, you may want to find pumpkin in the different situations. And if you translate a text, for example, from a meme or from another conversation, or want to translate a spoken language, a spoken oral presentation in which somebody uses this word, you may want to, well, if you you use the word pumpkin, this may sound very, the translation may be very odd if you want to use the word pumpkin when the original Hungarian text doesn't have any reference to a pumpkin. I hope you understand this. I mean, slang expressions are quite tricky. It is important that you know, that you learn these expressions, but you should be very, very careful if you want to use them. It is better to use a normal non-slang equivalent if you want to speak. But again, it is important to recognize these words in spoken language. Tök is, in this context, is only used in informal situations, not in formal informations. If you go to a meeting, if you want to negotiate about important things in an office, if you want to sign a contract and you discuss different details, never use tök. Okay, it is only with friends, it is only with family members in an informal situation, and never in formal context. I hope you found it useful, this explanation. See you some other time. Bye.